Hey everybody. Thanks for stopping by tonight. Appreciate it. I'll be talking about it, social media addiction and state of the village of the slash the community. Nevermore. Thanks for joining me here tonight. Appreciate it.
Hypothetically speaking, Terrence, I'm glad to be here with you.
And hypothetically speaking, I appreciate it. Yeah. Brian's supposed to be joining us too. Brian, if you're ready, when you're ready. Yeah, because I wanted to tackle about the addiction to social media. Hang on a second. Hey, Brian.
Hello.
Hey,
How's
Brad.
Hey, Nevermore. What's up, Terrence? How's the audio?
Pretty good.
You sound good to me.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here tonight. Appreciate it. I want to talk about the addiction to social media first.
Hey, Cat Eyes.
I've been guilty myself of it. Like I used to be on Facebook like every day. Hey, Cat Eyes. Hey, Lisa. Yeah, Fight for the Kids. Hey, John. I used to be on there like every day, like constantly. Also on YouTube, and other social media platforms. I felt like it was taking over my life.
Uh, I did the same with Facebook for a long time.
Yeah.
At the beginning of Facebook stage, uh, I never did the MySpace, so I know some people went from MySpace to Facebook and Twitter because that was the new big thing, and I never had MySpace, but I did with Facebook. I
Yep,
started
same
out
here.
I started out with Facebook at the very beginning, but I didn't use it a lot because, well, I didn't know how really to be. I'm old, and hey,
Hey,
somebody said,
Christine.
hey, everybody out there, did I if I missed your hello, but
Yeah, are we allowed to give a mass hello?
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I just did because I knew I missed her. At
I know,
Christy,
me too.
yo no soy nevermore, soy nunca más.
Yeah, I started out on
Hipotéticamente
MySpace too.
hablando.
Oh, you were saying though,
Oh,
Nevermore.
I said hipotéticamente hablando. I had to clarify all this stuff for Christy because she don't speak English too well. She's the only American I know who jumped the wall to go live in Mexico. But yeah, I tell you, Bryden, I was big. Oh, I didn't miss too many minutes of not being on Facebook. I do go on there every now and then, but I just go. I got two family members. I go to check them out, and because one of them is my niece who has my two grandnephews, and hey, Sabrina, um, and I have to see pictures of my buddies on a daily basis. It makes me happy,
Hmm.
and
I don't blame you there.
but see, I don't have no kids. I don't have, so I'll never have grandkids. But them little boys are my grandkids. So I go on to see pictures of them, and that's about it.
Yeah. And how about you, Brian? Like, you don't
Um,
spend that much time on there.
in mine, pretty much. I'll go ahead and admit it. Yeah, I'm damn right. I'm addicted to the internet, social media. If you want to say YouTube, yes. Facebook, not so much.
Mm.
I use Facebook as a platform to keep family and stuff together, and
Mhm.
pretty much I share a lot of the videos and catches and things that I see here on YouTube on my Facebook.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I use it for, as well as the catchers groups that are on Facebook. But I spend almost the majority of my time when I'm home and not working, sitting here in front of the computer. Which, is we'll probably find out in a little while, can be pretty detrimental.
Yeah, JFK says, I need lots of prayers. My great niece, that's only 3 weeks old, is in the hospital with RSV. I'm so sorry to hear that, JFK.
Oh, me. I'm sorry to hear that too, JFK. One of my little nephews, I was watching one of them while the other one was being born. The one I was watching got sick. Well, we thought I was the only one there with him. I was telling them, and everybody said, "Oh, it sounds like he just got a cold." And I was sending pictures of him out every day to the family and all. And I took one picture of him, and I looked at it, and I said, "There's no way I'm sending that picture out. He looks like he feels like just run over dog crap in the middle of the road." And so when they brought his baby brother home from the hospital, we didn't know it was RSV. He was around his baby brother. The little baby got sick. It was like 3 or 4 days old. And we took the older one to the hospital. We found out it was RSV, so we knew that's what the other one had. So they took the other one back to the hospital where he was born at, and sure enough, it was RSV, and he stayed in the hospital about an extra week after that. On oxygen, by the way, little baby. I got a soft spot for little babies. I'll tell you, I do. So, JFK, he's in our prayers. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, send prayers and positive vibes your way.
And JFK, when I tell you he's in our prayers, I'll also tell you I believe prayer works.
Oh, it does.
Just got to keep that faith.
Yep. Yeah. Go on with your story, Bryden. So you, when you say you sit in front of the computer, are you just like browsing the internet or?
No, pretty much on YouTube most of the time. Just jumping from catch to catch and from stream to stream. And this community's had me wrapped up for a few years now. It's pretty addictive. There are literally thousands of studies out there on just how addictive and what the internet can do to people. It's insane. So, I mean, I started off my internet experience just gaming. I got on. That's how I met Lisa, was on the internet through Yahoo Messenger way back 18 years ago, 17 years ago or so. But and me and her used to go on there and we'd play like the Yahoo games, if you guys remember those. There was like Literati and whatnot. So we were big into that. And then I started playing like RuneScape and then spent probably way too much time playing like World of Warcraft and those type of games and whatnot. And then YouTube came around, slightly later. Well, of course, there was the MySpace. I had one of those, and then after that, the Facebook, of course. But I never spent too much time on that. I was on before YouTube. I was actually had some videos up on Daily Motion, if anybody knows what that site is. And there's another one, Vimeo. Checking out everything. Yeah, I was checking those out and whatnot. And then over to YouTube and whatnot. And I'm still here on YouTube. So that's pretty much my internet history. As far as how much time I spend on it, it's pretty much all day long. I got a little seat in the corner of my living room, and I kind of direct traffic with the kids here and there, and this is my spot. But that's me.
Hold on just a minute. Hold on just a minute. Pat Con is addicted to drama panels. Pat Con, you are in the right place.
I think most of us are, even though we fail to realize it. So we see the same names in all the panels, pretty much.
We do.
And And what it is because we have this tight little circle, and we just follow each other from here to there. And and if you notice, like on a lot of the larger catchers channels, we see like a couple thousand names that nobody's familiar with, you know, and we unfortunately are not those people. So we all kind of talk to each other and know who each other are and whatnot. And
Right.
and you can only have so many people in a room without having a conflict. And so that's where these panels come in, you know, and fortunately we're able to resolve a lot of them on the panels, but unfortunately we create them as well.
But
Thoughts?
you know, Brian, I agree with you about all the people, the different people and panels, you know, the amount of people and all. But I have noticed that if Alex is doing the catch, or just like last night, Alex come on late, did a little happy Thanksgiving thing. It didn't last long, and there was tons of people in there. That some of them I knew, and some of them I didn't. But there was no drama in there. You know, it was just people talking and all, pretty much like what's going on in this chat. If I go to Tommy's chat, I find the same thing. Now, I do know there's some people who go in there to troll Tommy. I won't call Red Hood's name out or anything because I don't want to get him mad. But there are people who go in, some names just go in to troll. And then when you look at trolls, there's good trolls and there's bad trolls. Some trolls go in there trolling and they're being funny. Some go in there trolling and they're being nasty. And I think with the bigger catchers, I think all the drama spills over to us. I think this is where it all starts and stops. Is here in our chats. It's where all the drama unfolds. And I think there are some people who live to thrive on the drama. And I'm not talking about Pred Catcher drama because he just puts it out there, you know, and lets you see what's going on. I'm not talking like that. He's not stirring the drama up. He's just kind of reporting on it. Yeah, I only have one thing to say about certain things. Some people really need to stop having ugly souls and ugly hearts and really think about the things they say and do before they do it. And I think Cat Eyes is 100% right there.
Think before you speak, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, man. More like being on YouTube. Like, remember when I took that break, Brian?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it did me some good. I was gone for like what, almost 5 weeks.
Yeah, you were missed, but it did do you some good, man.
Yeah, like
Get away, clear your head, you know, get all the negativity out of there for a little while, and then it's almost like a fresh start.
yeah, like I'm thinking about taking another one pretty soon. You know, like it's not that I'm burned out or anything. It's just sometimes you just got to take a break. You know, because just being on social media altogether, it's very time consuming.
Yeah, you know, and there's a study out there that concerns the internet and your self-esteem. You wouldn't think so, but well, actually, a lot of people can understand it if you just think about it. But self-esteem is one of the reasons why people are constantly on the internet. They're there to to make themselves feel good about themselves, to get social attention. Maybe they don't have it at home, or maybe they live by themselves, so they'll reach out to social media, you know, and build themselves up to be somebody that they're not sometimes, or just project themselves in a way that's going to make other people like them, so they get attention. which a lot
Yeah.
of people are striving for. So,
Bryden, for the kids is wrote, no sorry, nevermore. I think if someone talks about a person doing wrong, it needs to stop at that panel and not jump to the next panel and drag it on. I think he misunderstood. I said it needs to start and stop here. I agree with you, for the kids. Uh, and I think that's just it. I think um, if we want to say Alex done something wrong or Tommy done something wrong or whoever done something wrong, okay, at that panel we've heard it. We're like a bunch of old, they used to say old women gossip, and we're a lot like a bunch of old women. We just want to thrive on that gossip and keep it going. And I agree with you. It does need to stop at that panel and not jump to the next panel and drag it on. Oh, and by the way, for the kids, fuck you, FTK. While I'm thinking about it.
Want a piece of this?
jeez.
Well, I had to tell him before he told me.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Like a couple of days ago, I went back on Facebook. I made a post, and I happened to look at the last time I made a post was early October. So I've been gone for about 6.5 weeks from Facebook.
Say that again now, Terrence.
I've been gone from Facebook for almost 7 weeks,
Wow.
and I didn't realize that. Like I took a break, but I didn't realize it was that long. And it did me some good, but at the same time, I kind of missed it. Because I would, what's your story, right? Chris LaRoche.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know how he does the motivational Mondays. I do something similar like that on my Facebook page, but I've been doing it for about 2 years now, and I used to be like consistent like every day, but I just happened to look, and my last post was like early October, and I'm like, damn, that can't be right. But it's always good to take a break, and some people do, but the majority of people sadly don't, because they feel the need to be on social media no matter what.
True.
Constantine says, I've been gone from Facebook for years, except for a few messages here and there. IG, where all the cool kids hang out.
See, I didn't get in Instagram until 7-8 months ago, I think. I think I had an account for, I don't know, quite a while, a couple of years, but I just never went on it.
Yeah. Like, I'm also on, I got Pinterest. I got a few other social media apps, But I got to remember too, though, there's like only 24 hours in a day, But Brian,
Brian, do you have the OnlyFans?
I wouldn't tell you if I did. No, I don't, man. No.
He does, Terrence. You heard the way he laughed. We know.
He does. Brian, you said you were looking at some studies earlier about the addiction, or you want to bring up some facts there?
Oh God, there's thousands of them, man.
The one that you
Here's
showed
one
me.
for you.
Okay.
This is not, it's not the one that I showed you. This is another one here. This is from it's an anonymized manuscript that I just pulled and downloaded. This one's about Facebook, pretty much. Facebook was correlated with reduced self-esteem, such that individuals who spent a greater amount of time on Facebook per session and who made a greater number of Facebook logins per day had lower self-esteem by two times the amount as normal. Let me see here. But that was back in 2006. So considering how much the internet's grown, I'm sure that statistic right there has probably grown as well. And that was oh boy, that was by Valkenberg, Peter, and Schluten, whoever the heck those guys are.
So that's basically in the early years of Facebook, man.
Pretty much, yeah. It says a considerable number of studies have shown that low self-esteem is associated with many psychological dysfunctions, such as depression and anxiety. And then there's the origins of that study. It says that self-esteem has also been shown to be positively associated with academic performance. Of course, we know that. You get out these big words here, and further serve as a protective factor against adversities in aiding academic and emotional resilience. It is possible that social media addiction contributes to lower self-esteem, which in turn leads to a decrease in mental health and academic performance. In other words, self-esteem may play a mediating role in the relations of social media addiction, as far as your mental health and how well you can learn. So now that's very important for kids who are like in school, because if it's going to lower your academic performance, then there's a problem there.
I believe that, before I took my almost 7-week break from Facebook, I was on there constantly. I felt like depressed in a way. Just looking at all the stories and stuff like that.
Hey, LARP, I'll take that as a compliment, bud. Thanks.
But yeah, just being on social media and Facebook in general, it's very, as I said earlier, it's very time consuming, and also it could alter your way of thinking.
Yeah, and it does.
You want to share that article that you showed me earlier?
Yeah, that was just anybody can see it. Just go on Wikipedia.
Yeah,
and
Wikipedia.
Look up internet addiction disorder. And if anybody is sitting there with a laptop or a desktop or something where they can open up another tab, it's just, and mind you, it's just Wikipedia, but it's insane.
Yeah.
There are consequences, which are mental health consequences, social consequences. There are signs and symptoms, physical symptoms, mental symptoms. It creates problems gambling, which of course there's another totally separate category of internet gambling, rather than just straight gambling.
Right.
And then all the porn sites create the compulsive sexual behavior disorder. Compulsive talking is another one. Compulsive typing, it creates carpal tunnel syndrome. Compulsive VR use, video streaming addiction. It goes on forever. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it creates neurobiological factors as well, which means that it can change the way that your brain thinks.
It makes you think that Facebook is real life when it really isn't.
Or just gets you so deep into it, it gives you like a feeling of being surreal. That becomes your life. You're no longer, it becomes real for you, But I mean, in a sense, it is real, but it just becomes what you're accustomed to, as that is your life rather than anything outside of the internet as to the way it should be.
Yeah. When it comes to being here too, think about it, how often do we spend our time here in the community? A lot.
Yes.
A lot. How many hours would you say a day, Brian?
8.
That's a lot, How about you, Nevermore?
I'm not real sure. It depends on if it's many catches that day or something like that. I would be in the community a lot more than other days. So it's not really a set thing with me. I know there was a panel earlier. I didn't go to. So I don't know. it's not a set thing with me. And I'm more of a late night person with going on panels because, well, I'm an insomniac. And
Yeah.
so, I really don't know. But while I'm talking, I want to say to Kodiak, he says, I'm lost on who hates who and who dislikes anyone. And I just want to go on record and say I don't hate anybody. I know there's people in here who hate a certain catcher. I don't hate any certain catcher. I like them all. And so much as the Barb story goes, the only thing I can tell you about Barb, I'll give you a Barb story.
Mm-hmm.
When I go in the chat, Barb will usually, if she sees my name in there, she'll say, hello, nevermore. That's my personal, what are you talking about, Constantine? Is she nevermore? What? Hold on just a minute here. We might have a scandal on. The game might be afoot. Let's see, Kodiak.
Yeah, Kodiak is a woman.
Yeah, she's from Ireland.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what Constantine was writing. Of course, you know how Constantine is. You know, he's halfway a woman. He's got them pretty eyes and stuff. When he gets that
Well, I
makeup
think,
flowing.
You're not the only one. I think she corrected me last year or something. I forget.
Yeah.
Oh, Constantine missed a comma. Hey, let me tell you, I'm glad I ain't typing because I missed a whole lot of commas.
Yeah, I want to go back to APP's comment there for a minute. She says when social media starts to affect a person's life in a negative way, then it's time to take a break or reevaluate social media and life. She's absolutely right, you know.
I agree.
100%.
I agree. That is a very good comment. But Sabrina, let me ask you this. How about when it's affecting a person's life in a negative way, but they don't understand, they don't know it's affecting their life in a negative way?
Good point there.
I'll use my alcoholism as a case in study. My alcoholism affected my life bad for a long time, and for a long time before I recognized that it was doing it. So, what about social media when it's affecting somebody in a negative way, but they don't realize that it is?
Yeah, that's when, you know, a friend may need to step in and say something, or just there are so many signs that, you know, that point to addiction. And I can talk to myself on this too. I'm so guilty of it. It's not even funny, you know. I know most of us all are, but then there's actually what they call psychosocial treatment, which is cognitive behavioral therapy.
Right.
So if that's what you're talking about, I can give a few of the steps behind it as to, you know, what we can do to stop it or try to help it. There's a list right in front of me right here. Number one would be learning time management strategies. You know, what you're going to do with your time. How much time are you really going to devote to this? And then, you know, maybe realizing how much time you're spending doing it. And then recognizing the benefits and potential harms of the internet. You know, what's going to help you? What am I looking at while I'm on the internet? You know, evaluate yourself as far as what you're doing on the internet. Increase your self-awareness and awareness of others and one's surroundings. Identifying triggers of internet binge behavior, such as particular internet apps, like the state of mind you're in when you go on the internet. What's going to trigger you as to like get mad at somebody's statement. All it is words, but a lot of people take it too personal. Because a lot of times it can be personal if you see that person over and over and over and over again. But at that point, you know that you're on the internet too much. So it's a big circle. You No, try to just, I don't know. Sky's the limit. There's like 50 pages of this stuff.
But
It's just
even at that, Bryden, somebody, you have to know that you have a problem before you can even do those things. Before you
correct.
can challenge those irrational thoughts that you have in cognitive behavioral therapy, you have to be able to do that. You have to know that there's a problem to start with. Had I just never got to the point, I was a high functioning alcoholic. Everything I did, I had to be drunk. Well, yeah, I basically drunk because that's what my blood sugar, blood alcohol would have said to keep me functioning. I take pills for high blood pressure. I had alcohol as a medicine to keep me functioning. And until I realized I've got to get off of this stuff, it's killing me, or it's going to kill me if I kept on. Matter of fact, like I told Terrence earlier today, we were talking on the phone, and I believe that had I not quit when I did, I don't believe we'd be talking today. But I had to realize, I had to come to that understanding that I've got a problem. I've got something I got to stop going on. A lot of people with a social media addiction, they don't realize they have that addiction. I know some people who cannot put the phone down from being on social media. And I'm dead serious. I mean, they have that phone going all of their waking hours. And they don't realize that they have a problem with that.
I think that's why we've got this panel going on right now. One of the reasons.
Yeah. It's very true what you said too there, Nevermore. Like, when it comes to social media in general, it's an ugly addiction,
Yeah.
It really is, like, but people don't talk about it because people don't really consider it as an addiction. They'll consider like booze and other drugs as an addiction,
Yeah.
But like the article that you showed me earlier there, Brian, on Wikipedia there, one thing that stuck out to me when I read it, I read the majority of it actually, was lack of sleep.
Yes.
And I could totally relate to that, like I could stay up 2-3 days straight, because
Right, and if you're not an insomniac, it can make one out of you.
Yeah, like I'm always on social media, whether it's YouTube, other platforms, I'm always on there, and I notice that, and I'm like, I just don't have the time,
Well, now my insomnia has nothing to do with social media because I've been like that all my life. And I'm like Bryden just said, he could go up a couple of days without sleep. I can do the same thing. I mean, that's
Terrence Nevermore.
Oh, it was Terrence that said that. Okay, I knew one of y'all said it.
No problem.
All us white guys, we all look alike. But that's what Cat said.
But yeah. Like, when I asked you two earlier about how many hours you spend on YouTube in the community there, for me, it's like 10, 11 hours.
I'm going to be honest with you, Terrence. There's probably days I do that. But then there's also days where I might not do that. I might not spend any and all.
What's strange for me is that if I'm not on social media, I'm still sitting here at the computer. Like I'll go and I'll play chess all day long. So in one form or another, I guess it's internet addiction,
Are you playing chess against yourself or other people?
Well, other people.
Uh, See, I don't know if I would consider that playing chess. I don't know whether I would consider that an internet addiction or not.
Well, I mean, just the fact that I'm sitting in the same spot and not moving
Well,
around.
okay, okay, okay. That I understand. That I understand. Um, because if I'm not in the community, a lot of the times, I most of the time I'm watching something on YouTube. Um, it might not be something from the community, but I do watch most of the stuff I watch on YouTube. Um, Documentaries or history programs, stuff like that. And
Yeah, like I don't know what more to say about it. It's just I don't know, like a lot of us just need to take a break every now and then. You know, it'd do us some good.
but I will tell you, there was a time when mm, I did the Facebook thing, but then I pulled myself away from it, and it
Mhm.
really wasn't because I thought I had a problem, but um, I don't know. I just got doing other things and all, and and I only go on there now just to check a couple family people, and that's about it.
Yeah. Like I just go on there now, maybe for like 5, 10 minutes, do my posts, and that's it. You know, oh, and wish people happy birthdays. You know, other than that, I'm out on Facebook.
Yeah, I use it
Well,
as a messaging platform as well. You know, just through the messenger or whatever.
Yeah, I'm on there a lot more, actually, I notice.
all right. Well, listen. Can you have Messenger without having Facebook?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you could or not. I
Um,
told I told you I'm old and technologically challenged. Hypothetically speaking, of course.
yeah. Um, I want to switch topics now. I want to talk about the current state of the community.
Oh,
The
we're gonna
floor
get
is
into the
yours.
State of the Union. Go for it. I ain't getting nobody mad at me.
State of the Union, basically. Yeah. As of right now, it's really the drizzling shit.
Yep,
It really
it
is.
is. I agree.
Brian, what do you think?
Um, it depends on if you pay attention to it or not. You know, you can turn a blind eye to it and it's going to happen behind your back, you know, and you can just ignore it, or you can dive into it and become a part of it. So, you know, there's a choice there. It hasn't been there as much as it, you know, or excuse me, it's here now way so more than what it used to be. But I think that's just because there's just so many more people in the community now.
And I think even a community online is the same as a community in real life. You're dealing with people, and all individuals are different. They see things different, and I mean, go out in your own community, and there are people who don't like this person, who think that person's trash, or think this person's the greatest thing since the microwave, and so it's you know community stocks plummeting. Sell, sell, sell. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Yep.
Like, why are a lot of us here though? Like,
Well, I
Because
think
we
because
have
well,
addictions to the internet.
yeah, well, it ties into each other actually.
well,
Exactly.
I think so. I think so. Um, I think a lot of us are here because we're drawn together by a common denominator. A lot of us, I'd say many of us, most of us, have been sexually abused. somewhere along the line. And I think that pulls a lot of us together. But in bringing that lot of us together, instead of building each other up, we tend to want to tear each other down.
Yeah, like a lot of people who say that they don't like the drama, they're bullshit, and they do like it.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
Um,
somebody said that earlier or yesterday that they're the ones who hates the drama, but you see them in every single drama panel. I forget who it was that said that, but it's a pretty good point.
Christy says, I'm here because I got involved in catcher channels that led to these streams. And as a survivor, even the drama helps me understand a lot of things. Okay. Well, if the drama helps you understand a lot of things, you are a smart person.
And speaking of which, if like if you're a survivor, if this happened to you, or you're somehow or somebody around you, pretty much if you personally, no matter who you are out there, are a survivor, you're messed up upstairs, and it can affect your emotions. It can affect the way that you act and the way that you think sometimes. And that, in effect, causes a lot of drama sometimes just because of the nature.
Constantine says, most of us are here because of the cause. Yes, the rest are just cancer.
Yeah, like Constantine makes a good point there. Like lately, look what's been going on. Like just one drama event after another, after another, after another.
Yeah, but a lot of the drama, like Pure Virus just said, love drama. Now we know who is true and who is fake, and like to start shit with others. It's these panels are one way of people will get together and people talk, people screenshot things, people say things, and it's only going to become a moment or a matter of time before whoever's causing it or says things is going to be outed. So that's one of the reasons for these drama panels, I guess. I don't really consider Terrence's channel here a drama channel. I think
don't either.
It's more of an informative media platform that we can come together and discuss topics on, or go over maybe an interview with survivor or a catcher type channel. Which I appreciate that, Terrence.
And Terrence, highlight Christy's comment. Well, I love drama too, LOL. But being serious, in this channel, I opened up about my alcoholism and started my sobriety months back. I appreciate you all. And so, even through the drama, that goes on, some good does happen.
I guess,
Yeah, Victor's still around. I seen him yesterday. He's just not in these drama channels, which is probably good for him.
Yeah, he's in the like the Alex streams and all that.
Yeah.
But I with the dramas too, like I'm not shitting on Locke or Ed or anyone like that. Like more power to them. But at the same time, it could also become like very emotional draining. If that makes any sense?
Yep.
Sure does.
Like it's like, what can we do to change that?
I don't know that we can.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. But then again, like we were saying earlier, we do need a platform like one of these channels in order to out people in the community that are not here for the good of it, or that are here to prey upon people in the community, or maybe they're a predator themselves. If it wasn't for Locksmith's channel, I don't think that me and Lisa would have had a way to expose Brian Bowman when that happened, or other people, or how they're exposing Kmart and what's that other guy's name? This with all the knives and whatnot.
The one that just got out.
Yeah.
Um,
So I don't know, the name's on the tip of my tongue, but anyways, that's so these channels do serve a purpose. It also gives people a chance to get together and talk about something, outside of a catch, because catch chat is crazy, man. It flies by so fast you can't even see it. I mean, you break people down into smaller groups where people can actually talk to each other, get a little support, make some friends, whatever,
Yeah. Want to read Kodiak's comment there for a minute, actually. Like, Terrence, I left for nearly 6 months, and I'm back. Unfortunately, in this community together fully can drain people. It has, Kodiak's one of the good ones, and she left for like a long period of time, and a few others have too. Like, the drama will never go away, unfortunately.
Kodiak, I'll tell you this. I've been here for about 2 years, and it is not the same place that I came to 2 years ago. It has changed immensely,
Especially
in my opinion.
Hypothetically speaking, first.
Hipotéticamente hablando. I had to translate that for Christy so she'll know what we're talking about.
Kodiak says, if people are genuine and trust the right people, then we know who not to trust. John's like, some people, if they grew up, would actually be great contributions to the community, because all he's done is kick the tires off it. It's true. Like, what was I going to say there? With the drama there, it's just, it's never going to go away. And like, there's always one situation after another, and we got to put up with it no matter what.
That, or I mean, you can just not go on the drama panels, pay attention to the catches, keep your eyes off of the chat. But like that's, I mean, it's easier said than done, but I mean, if you find yourself triggered by drama, then
I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say triggered. It's just, it just drains you.
Right, but everybody's different. They take things differently. Some people, it can drain them, like you. Other people, it can just make them steaming mad, and they want to jump in and do more damage themselves. So
that's true. That's very true.
Like, like when I took the 5 weeks off there, like I felt good, but like part of me, as I said before, part of me thought about not coming back, But, fortunately, something about this community just makes me want to come back.
Now, let me ask you a question, Terrence. When you took the 5 weeks off, did you watch any chats? Did you come into any channels and just not say anything?
Not till like the day that I came back, actually. So okay. I basically stayed away until the day I showed up in the chat.
Now, did you stay away from social media or just this community?
Just the community. The only social media I was on was Facebook. That was it. Like, I wasn't on, like, I was on Instagram a little bit, but more on Facebook. But that was about it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like look what just happened to Bill and Todd,
Yeah, drama. And that was because somebody needed to have all the attention on themselves, or wanted to, put somebody down, put somebody in the dirt, take somebody's channel down. And little did they realize that not only were they attempting to do that, but there's somebody else on the other side that they were supposed to be helping, but ended up hurting at the same time. So there's consequences behind that stuff.
And that situation that was going on earlier, I'm going to make one comment about it. I'm not going to answer any questions, so you can ask till you're blue in the face. Christy, that means azul en la cara. I'm not going to answer any questions, but I will say somebody involved in that whole situation is the person who doxed me in this community. And that I ain't answering any questions. I'm just telling you that's the way it is. I'm not calling any names. Except to say it wasn't Bill Powell, I can promise you that.
Was it Todd or?
I just told you I'm not answering any questions. Terrence, did you not hear that?
Yeah, I had to ask anyways.
It was second nature to him, man. He's got to know.
Yeah. But yeah, like we'll say it it was Barb, like she was the one behind, trying to pit Bill against Todd. Like, come on. Like, really?
And if she was if she was the one, behind all that, she was wrong. I'll be the first to tell you that. I don't know. I don't know anything about that whole situation that was going on. I did hear somebody on a panel a few nights ago say something about the email address was Trixie69 or Trixie Ferry 69 something. And I don't even know where it was at. And some people from that knew who it was, and I didn't know. I had no clue who it was. And so, I mean, that's all. That's my extent of that knowledge of that whole situation. Was somebody called out the email address? It was you, Brian. What stream were you on? You were on Locksmith stream, weren't you?
Yep.
And you said that the address was Trixie.
I didn't want to disclose it. Yeah, I didn't want to disclose all that until everybody that was involved had all the receipts together. And then that happened, I believe, about 3:00 in the morning this morning. Bill got up and had that little panel, and that was it.
Yep. It was you that I'd heard say that email address, and people were trying to guess who it was, and you wouldn't tell them, and all. Yeah, that was it.
But if you look back at like all the incidents that happened this year alone, like the great grandma thing, like Matt touched on earlier, like, come on, that was a headache all on its own.
I just think a lot of it just got blown so much out of the water that it could have just been contained a little bit more than what it was. Actually, a lot more than what it was, and and a lot of people took that and ran with it and wanted to create their own stories with it in order to get clout or just keep the subject alive, possibly. For one reason or another, maybe it was just something that they wanted to do just so they'd have something to talk about. You never know.
Yeah, like as I said, the whole great grandma thing is just like I knew like she wasn't who she said she was. I mentioned that in Locke's stream like right before I left. I left him a comment. I said, "Yeah, she's not who she says she is." Because what 83-year-old is that that good with tech, technology. A lot of people a lot of people said, "Oh no, she is who she is." I said, "No, she's not."
I never thought she was either. Um, I had seen her in one of Sabrina's chats, and there was, for some reason, I don't remember what. I thought she was a troll account, to be honest with you. Um, no, but I still think she was Bill with a voice changer. And then when she went on Edge Stream, I think she was Bill with using that face app and a voice changer. Poor old Bill, he called hell about that. It was Bill with a voice changer, and when it didn't sound like Bill to me. When he got slowed down and all. Um, I don't know. Lord of mercy. And I think that was a lot of just wanting to keep something going, you know.
And right. And even by talking and bringing it up now, it's still going. And people have,
Exactly.
and it's going to create more and more and more. So it's just, it's like a snowball at the top of the mountain, by the time it gets down to the bottom. Psh, but somebody could have stepped on that snowball and stopped it from rolling.
That's true. That's true. But how do you stop it from rolling when there are people that want to keep stuff going constantly? And let's just say you step on that snowball that's great grandma and you stop it from rolling. You ain't got but two legs. How you gonna be able to reach out to stop the next thing from rolling?
True.
You ain't got but so many things you can plug up the dike with.
Yep. No, I'll admit, I personally, I stayed out of that one. I didn't say nothing. I didn't pick no sides. I didn't want to pick sides. It was just something that I knew that if I did, then, I'm going to have these people over here saying something. If I didn't, I'd have these people over here say something. It was just it was a mess, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it was,
That tore a lot of friendships apart. I don't know if you want to call them true friendships or not, because they probably weren't if that was the case. But it tore a lot of associations apart, shall I say?
Yeah.
and not only that, it made people second guess other people too, who they thought they could trust.
Social
That
media.
is very true, Terrence.
Like I wasn't the only one who knew that she wasn't who she said she was. Kitty knew too that she wasn't who she said she was. Her and I were talking.
When you say knew she wasn't who she said she was, did you know she wasn't, or did you have an assumption that she wasn't?
I kind of figured like she claimed she was like what 83, was it, Brian?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that. And the way she was talking and the way she was sending messages, I'm like, what 83-year-old does that?
True. So yours was just an assumption. You did not know beyond a shadow of a doubt that she wasn't who she said she was.
Yeah, I knew for a fact she was an 83. There was no way. The way that she spoke and the way that, like she was able to send super chats, like she was that tech savvy. Read Constantine's comment there, Brian.
So, yep, I remember Kitty and TC questioning her when everyone else was blowing smoke up her ass. Yep, I remember that too. See, I never really thought that she was who she was, but I didn't care because she was just supporting the catchers. So it wasn't up to me to ask questions about it,
Yeah, but
that's just the way I seen it. Until after the fact, when she died and all that other BS came out, man, that's when I stepped away and just said I didn't want no part of it, man.
Yeah, like the whole thing was a mess, and people like I don't want to shit on people that believed who she thought who she was, whatever it is, But then shortly after that, whatever it's I thought a child could handle what someone less than half his age said. If felt the need to blackmail them with it. If you sympathize with that, you can get in the bin yourself. A little confused on his comment there. But shortly after that, then I don't want to keep bringing this up, but the whole Jeff thing, you know.
Yep.
Wait, never more. Were you
I
around for that? Or?
I can pretty much assume that everybody all has the same sentiments about that.
Yeah, it was like shortly right after the great grandma thing.
I couldn't remember. Yeah, that was the next thing to come up, wasn't it?
Actually, it was before that. That's when he claimed the sex trafficking thing, and then he disappeared, and then great grandma thing came up, and then he came back, and then he lied to Lockboat not being on a panel, and then he was on some other panel, and then it was a giant snowball effect, you know.
Yep.
Like the main purpose has been forgotten about, you know, to save the children. You know, it's been forgotten.
Yep.
And that's a sad thing. You know?
Well,
Pat Kahn says, what does he mean by this exactly? He's like, I've learned Bill will try to say you're somebody that deserves proof and Ed. Yeah, I don't know about that.
What is I've learned Bill will try to say you're somebody there.
Oh, he's trying to say that Pat Kahn is LARP.
Yeah.
That's what I think he's saying.
Yeah. But like, there's just so much like I don't blame the people who leave, the good people that leave. You know, I can't blame them for that. Like, I wouldn't recommend this community. I really wouldn't. And I told them straight clear. I really.
You know what I like the best I like about it, man, is seeing those damn predators get exposed, locked up, seeing the convictions. I like hearing about that. I like watching the catches. You know, I love the way that it gets handled, man, and I hope that it continues. I mean, I don't think it will too much longer on YouTube here, but 3/4 of these catchers are going to continue, and 1/4 are going to drop out if YouTube ever does that. I feel that there's probably 25% of these catching teams that are just out there for clout or out there for money. And I think a good 3/4 majority of them are there for the right purpose. You know, just that's my thoughts on it. I don't know what you guys' are.
I don't know. But even if they're out there for clout or for money,
they're still taking them down, right?
If they're still taking them down, you're taking them down.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the cops get paid to do that kind of stuff. I mean, right? Same thing.
Yep. So I have no trouble with these catchers who might be out there for money. I think they deserve money to go out and do that.
Well, my point was, I just think that they're going to stop if that's the case. If they're not going to make any money off of it, or if they're not going to gain no clout, they're just going to stop.
But there's other platforms where they could gain money. You know, Alex goes on Rumble. Matter of fact, Alex said last night, Terrence, was it January that he said all catches were going to start being live on Rumble?
No, the whole month of December he's going to be exclusively on Rumble.
Oh, December, okay.
Yeah.
And but he also has the locals platform where you can become a member.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a cheaper price because even at the cheaper price, he can make more money off of the locals platform. I'm pretty sure that on the Rumble platform, and he may be doing it now and I just haven't noticed, he's probably putting up his Cash App, Venmo, that kind of information. So I think these bigger catchers, even if they're in it for money, there's ways that they can still make money and do it.
Yeah, but you gotta have that base behind you, like
right.
As many people as he has over on YouTube, and he's directed them all to go over there right before a catch. Like, okay, here's the catch is going to start, and then boom, go to Rumble to watch it. So as a result of that, he's got like over 6,000 subs over there on Rumble already. Which okay. These lower platforms, there's no way that they can do that.
Why?
Or not lower platform. I mean, lower fan-based catcher groups. They can, right. But the money's not there. It's not here either. But who knows, man?
Okay, you're talking about. I don't want this to sound like I'm throwing Cam under the bus because I like Cam, but a person who has maybe the amount of subs that he has as compared to somebody like Alex or somebody like Tommy who has the amount of subs that they have.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
But if they had the ability to get every one of their subs over there, then they would actually make more money on Rumble, because Rumble only does 10%, whereas YouTube, I believe, is a third. So,
yeah, I think it is a third on Rumble. I mean, on YouTube.
Do you think Rumble's the future, though?
I think Rumble. I don't know if it's the future, but I think
an option.
It's yeah. I think it's going to be the next option. But I do know. I know. I think it's PP Mass might have went to something called Odyssey.
Yeah, he did.
Well, did he leave YouTube?
No, he's still here. He's just opening up platforms just in case, just like a lot of other catchers are.
Did you catch Alex's last live there where he says he thinks within 3 months that the majority of them will be off YouTube?
No, I didn't hear that.
The last thing I caught from Alex was not the last personal thing that I heard. When he does the chats and whatnot, was he was talking about what Elon Musk was saying on Twitter about how he is going to start supporting the efforts to end the child predators. And by doing that, he may step up and open up a platform that we may be able to go to. We don't know this yet. That's just my thoughts on it. I'm not sure. I didn't listen to the whole thing Alex was talking about, but it's quite possible that might happen.
Okay, isn't it Alex that's doing a lot of drops on Twitter?
Yes.
To hopefully get Elon Musk's attention?
I don't know. Terrence would know more.
I think he wants to try to get his attention. He probably wants him to try to buy YouTube as well.
That would be great.
Would.
For the community, it would really be good if Elon would do that.
Yeah, it's true. Because, in all honesty, YouTube's actually, in my opinion, I think it's the best platform for the pet catchers. But there's a lot of fuckery from the upper management.
One thing is, I think it's just that we're all used to the way YouTube is set up. We're not used to the way that, like, say, Rumble looks. The chat base, the chat set up differently. If you're on your phone, you're gonna have a hard time trying to see it. Just a lot of differences. I think if they, and mind you, Rumble's been out for quite a while now, but I don't believe there's enough money behind their system to get it to look as good as YouTube. maybe if they did some improvements, you know, they might be able to get up there and be noticed as much.
That's true. Like, I've had a Rumble account for a little over a year now, but I haven't really used it. I've watched a few of Alex's videos on there, but I haven't. I can't comment on there. I can't figure out how.
See, I'm on a PC, so it shows up just like a YouTube does, where your
Mhm.
comments are off to the right-hand side,
Yeah.
you know, of the screen. So I haven't tried to go on there on a cell phone, but from what I hear, it's a nightmare.
On Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't too thrilled with it. John's like, they're going to be finding time.
Is that what it is, Matt? You got to use Google Chrome and go.
No, I got the app. Oh, you got to go through Google Chrome. Okay. Yeah, the app. I'll be honest. The app is. The app does suck. Okay, I wasn't really familiar with the website. I'll have to use the website then. And create a different account.
Glad we brought that up, man, because I bet a lot of people don't know that. And they're just like, oh, here's Rumble, and they download it on their phone, and they're like, what? We can't even talk.
Yeah, like all I could do is just watch his videos on there. Yeah, see, Matt says Rumble app is he's right, you know. Like,
yeah, good comment, Matt. Appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, and great panel earlier today there, Matt. But yeah, like I don't like when Alex said that he's going to Rumble exclusively for the month of December. I'm like fuck, you know, that sucks, you know. But you know, he's got to do what he's got to do. I understand that.
But you know, you take, let's just say, a new team started today, Catching Predators. And instead of coming on YouTube, they decided they were going to start out, just say they'd never tried doing YouTube Live or anything. They were going to Rumble. They would probably like Rumble better than YouTube, because that's what the platform they would be familiar with. So I think it's our familiarity with YouTube that makes us not like Rumble. Rumble's not, I've noticed, is not that hard to use. But I've used Rumble for a long time. I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff off of Rumble. So I don't have a problem with Rumble. And usually, if I just say Alex is live and I'm watching the catch, or anybody I'm watching the catch with, I rarely comment anyway. So the commenting part on there, not having that, doesn't bother me in the least. And I mean, I know there are some people who do like to do, a lot of chatting when the stuff's going on, but I've never done that. I'm kind of watching the catch and don't really pay attention to doing a lot of chatting when the catch is going on. So that doesn't bother me.
I noticed too, though, like I've been watching a lot less catches as of late because I've been more focused on the drama side of things. I want to know if it's been the same for you guys.
Not really. No, I just whenever there's something, see, I will leave a drama panel or leave a chat channel when there's a catch going on, and depending on where, depending on where I'm at, I'll say, hey man, I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to watch Alex, or I'm going here, I'm going there, and I'll go watch the catch.
Well, last night I did a test live and I didn't know anybody was going to show up, but they did. But Alex went live just maybe 10, 15 minutes into it. And I told everybody, I didn't know if he had a catch. I just knew he was live. I said, hey, Alex just went live. Let's go over there. And which I'm like you, Brian. If I'm on a panel and I see a catch come up, I'm going to go check the catch out.
Yep, I remember that because I was there. I was part of your first live, Nevermore.
Were you were in there last night? Yeah. And,
Yes,
I didn't know what Alex had going on. So I said, I didn't want to take all his people away from him, Brian. That's what it was. I didn't want him to feel bad. Yeah.
No, good. And you didn't want to hold us up from having to think because there was just a few of us in there.
No, we needed to stick around with you. Brian, I was viral. I had about 7 people in there at one time. I think I made the algorithm last night.
Yeah,
and all.
Yeah, yep. Can someone throw up Nevermore's channel?
But I came into this community watching the catchers, and when they come up and they have a live, they're live catching somewhere, I think we need to show them that respect because that's why we're all here.
I agree.
There you go, Constantine says, yes, catches always come before panels. And I agree with that 100%. But there's some people who, if they're on a drama panel, they won't leave to go watch catch. But I do. And I don't care who the catcher is. That's why I came in here supporting catchers. And I'm going to still support the catchers.
I just dropped your link in the chat there, Nevermore. And guys, if you want to go sub to Nevermore, he's a damn good banjo player. If you guys like it, Cons just dropped it too. Thank you, Cons.
Yeah, he went live last night.
I did. I went live last night, Constantine. You missed it. You were out at some other concert somewhere, missed the whole thing. I was viral, Constantine, and you weren't there.
And Brian, promote your channel too.
Exactly, Savvy. So it's, I believe it. I support the catchers. And I don't care who the catchers are. I told y'all I don't hate nobody.
Yeah. There you go, Nevermore.
Speaking of catchers, we've got CCC in the house.
Yep.
What's up, Colorado?
Constantine's like, no, I was with family Nevermore. I got there shortly after you ended, unfortunately, but watched it all. Yeah, will you be doing more lives there, Nevermore?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be able to do the StreamYard link.
Yep. Hey, Christy, my live stream last night was called Hipotéticamente Hablando. Matt, it's coming. It's coming. I can't pick banjo right now, though. I fell down the other day, and I guess I tried to catch my big butt with my hand, and it's sore as crap to move it.
Oh, hope you feel better, man.
Wish is like, there's always a catch going on. If you base it off that, you'll never go live. I get that. It's more important, but I disagree. Or I digress. I mean, I bet. But yeah, like, I miss the old days where the majority of the stuff I'd watch would be all catches, But I noticed that for me though, it's shifted to more of the drama side. I would say for me, it's like 90% drama, 10% catches. you know.
All right, but Bryden, is that because it's more drama streams going on than it is catch streams?
That was Terrence.
I meant Terrence. I don't know why I said Bryden. What is that because of that?
It feels that way. It feels
Um,
that way at times, but I don't know. Like the only three catchers I watch is Alex, Ghost, and Shonda.
okay.
Oh, and Courtney, of course.
All right. I watch those, but I watch Tommy. I watch Tommy's catches. Um, he's out there getting them off the street.
I try to watch them all.
Yeah.
I forget which somebody's panel. I spent probably 40 minutes copying and pasting all the different catchers that I had on my my sub list. It took me pretty much the whole stream by the time I was done.
Red Hood, you are right. We are a drama community now that catches Preds on occasion.
Let the facts be known.
I mean,
Sad to say.
it's sad to say, but it's kind of the truth.
Yeah, like
Constantine Tommy, my buddy. Me and Tom are tight, and I hope we stay that way. I don't hate nobody, and I don't want nobody to hate me.
no more would happen on that stream, anyways. Like
What stream was that?
when he went on to Tom's.
Oh no, me and Tommy. I went on Captain's birthday party, and
Oh, I
Mr.
thought-
Finnegan thought I was Tommy's uncle. I might be. I'm old enough to be. And me and Tommy got talking, and we were teasing the captain about what color our beards were and what color his was, and I ain't worrying about that, Constantine. But then I told Captain what the top of his head was going to look like before long, and Tommy took his hat off. So we kind of compared our bald heads together. But I like Tommy. You know, I don't have a problem with him. Do I poke fun at him? Of course I do. Cause does he screw up? Of course he does. Do I screw up? Of course I do. I mean, Tommy's just human, just like the rest of us. We all mess up. And I'm gonna probably get some hate for that, but you know, for saying that, but I don't have a problem with Tommy. I know some people do. I know they're talking about his 501c3 stuff. That ain't none of my business. That's between Tommy and the state of Colorado. And I don't know. I don't have a problem with him. And that's for him to work out, not me. Hey, I worry about my own taxes and mess. I ain't got time to worry about nobody else's. You know, hypothetically speaking, of course.
Knew you were going to throw that in there. Yeah, you can respect somebody and you know, not like them at the same time. That is possible. So, you know, no matter who it is, I think that as long as they're out there, you know, taking these creeps off the streets, man, more power to them.
That's the way I look at it.
If you're into the drama, go ahead and be into the drama, whatever, you know, just don't let it affect the catches, you know.
Yeah, we bonded over a piece of Captain's birthday cake.
No, I thought you were on Todd's stream that night when Tommy was on there.
You're trying to get me to talk about something I'm not going to talk about.
Oh, no. I thought that was the night that you and Tommy became friends there.
Oh well, me and Tommy talked on Todd Stream, yeah, but
Yeah.
we had before that we had talked on Captain's birthday party stream,
Okay.
and I have to treat people, whether it's Tommy, whether it's Vladimir Putin, whether it's Alex, or no matter who it is,
hmm
by the way they treat me.
Yeah.
And Tommy has never done anything bad to me. And I trolled him. Of course I will. But I don't troll him in a bad way because I ain't got a problem with Tommy.
hmm
If Tommy wants to have a 6-inch fence to keep, a 15-inch dog out of his yard, that's Tommy's business. But I don't know. I don't have a problem with Tommy, and I know there's a lot of people who are not going to be happy with me for saying that, but I have to treat Tommy the way Tommy treats me, and I have to do unto Tommy the way I'd have Tommy do unto me.
Mhm.
And so I don't have a problem with him.
Yeah, like, no one's going to like shit on you for that. Like you got every right to who you
Well,
want.
I don't. I'm. You know what, Terrence? I'm 63 years old. If
Yeah.
you won't shit on me for that, go for it. If that's the worst thing about me they can find to get on me about, go for it. I'm happy with it.
Read
Facts.
Sabrina's comment.
That's right. Nevermore is an independent woman. He does what he wants. That's right. Red Hood, I am woman, hear me roar. That's way before your time, Red Hood. I ain't worrying about that. You know what? Then see, Constantine, if he has a problem with me, that's his problem to work out. But I don't have a problem with him. I try not to have a problem with anybody.
Like no one's going to fault you for Nevermore.
I don't care if you do.
LB is what Nevermore said right there is so true to life. Good way to go about things.
I mean, the way any of us live, what any of us do, that's our business and all. And I don't know. It's easier to like people than it is to hate people.
That's true.
I mean, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile.
I was just going to say that.
And I mean, right here while we've been talking, I'd seen Tommy had a live catch. I caught the tail end of it. I didn't know it was on. And all, and so yeah, I don't have a problem. I try to love everybody, and I wish there was people in the community that wouldn't. And I'm saying this generically, that wouldn't stir things up and would just let drama die down for a bit. And I think if we had that happen, we could be a tighter community.
Nevermore, have you heard of a supposed catcher named Rami?
I knew an entertainer named Rami.
Yeah, he's more of an entertainer than catcher.
I watch him. I like to watch him because he is entertaining. I don't particularly like the way he catches, but he does expose them. And he puts the video.
Feeling,
he puts the
go ahead,
videos out. He puts the videos out. Now I'm quiet.
I was gonna say I think we're pretty much right now. We're past a lot of the major drama. It's behind us.
But what's coming next, though, Brian? That's the thing.
Well, let's just try not to think about it and enjoy the quiet moments.
This hour or two might be the quiet moment.
The quiet before the storm.
Yeah.
The eye of the storm.
Reed Cat Eye's comment there at Nevermore.
True.
That's right, Cat Eyes. Just because other people have a problem, don't mean I have to have that problem. I mean, I ain't got a problem with him. Again, as a survivor, I really hate using this term. For me, is a hypocrite, clout chaser, money hungry, addict who doesn't deserve what he has, in my opinion. You just shouldn't say IMO. You should say hipotéticamente hablando. They think I'm a plant. Hey, Constantine, at my age, I'm about to become a vegetable. And I mean, so well, guess what, Red Hood? On an old blog that I used to keep, when the Virginia Tech shooting come around, I put a post in there for prayers for the Virginia Tech shooters' parents. And I called hell for that. Because even though he lived, that family still lost a son. For all practical purposes. And I called hell for that. So, hey, whatever.
Yeah, emotional pain is emotional pain no matter what side you're on. It's still going to be there. You know, like the parents of a murderer. How are they going to go through life knowing that their son or daughter murdered somebody?
Right.
You know?
Or, you know.
Same thing with suicide, you know.
There you go.
Same thing.
Wait, is that true?
It affects everybody.
No, read Red Hood's comment there. Tommy gave a shout out to the Parkland shooter. That gives you an insight into his intellectual prowess. Is that true, Brian? Did he do that, or?
I don't even know.
Well,
I mean, if he did, he did. Who's to say if he knew that was the shooter or not? If he did, well, then there's something wrong with that, of course. But I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that.
But notice how in every panel that goes on, we all turn back to Tommy.
I think just maybe one or two people do, but then they're the ones that bring it up, and then it just goes through there because someone else has to say something about it.
And because even Bryden, did you have the panel this afternoon? Was it yours?
No. It was Matt's.
Okay, Matt. Okay, on that panel, which was supposed to be about Barb, I turned on the tail end of it. I was watching it on TV while I was eating, and it was about Tommy. Everything goes, no matter who you're talking about, it all goes back to Tommy. And I don't know. I just get tired of it. I know people who come on a panel. And I've heard them on panels, many panels. I've never heard them talk about anything but Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They go on, no matter whose panel they go on. If they came on this panel right now, the first thing they would start doing was talking about Tommy. I mean, it's just like no matter what's going on, we all have to turn back to attack him, because if we don't turn back to attack him, we can't have a panel. And it gets aggravating, you know. We can't talk about anything but him. And I don't know.
It's probably because it's what the community wants.
I reckon. But by doing that, we perpetuate the drama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
I get what you're saying. It's just more drama. Like what Brian said earlier, you think it's behind us now.
I hope
Do
so. I mean, the majority of it really is, you know, outside of course, the continuing Tommy thing, which, you know, I don't know. I try to stay out of it, whatever, you know. Sometimes I think some of the jokes are funny. Sometimes I just ignore them. You know, it's not me. I'll go watch his sketches. I'll watch everybody's sketches, man, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
there's, excuse me, there's always going to be that select few that are out there for the drama, like you guys were saying. Excuse me.
Okay.
Frog in the throat, man.
Mm.
you know, when you eat fried frog legs and you get that little frog bone caught in your throat, it'll cause you to do the same thing.
That's probably why they call it that, isn't it?
Yep.
APP's like, at least Tommy posts his videos and answers viewers' questions.
I've got to agree with her. I would guess that Tommy probably don't have 100 videos that he's not posted yet. And that's just me guessing. I don't know. Because he does post his videos. He posts them to his membership, and then he makes them public.
You know, that's something that people can talk about without it necessarily turning into drama, you know, because one person's going to have an opinion on one side of that, another person is going to be having the opposite opinion. Like, okay, so if you're sitting on a bunch of catches like that, well, are they on Instagram? Are they on Facebook? Are they somewhere else? Do they have to be on YouTube? Would be one point of it. The other one would be, well, like if I had them, I'm going to put them out there everywhere that I can, you know? So it's a matter of opinion, but it doesn't have to turn into drama, you know? So those kind of things, right. I love talking about them, man. Cause it's like a debate, like a college debate or something. You can get up there and everybody's got their side, you know, and you can go back and forth on that rather than trying to drag somebody into the dirt, you know? Hypothetically speaking.
That's right. Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, LB says some of the stuff that they trashed Tommy for other catchers did in their early days too, but you never hear about that stuff.
That's true.
Constantly, yeah, all ghost creeps are blast on IG.
Which is something that a lot of people didn't know. So, I mean, no fault to theirs, but, you know, assumptions.
Oh, APP says not true.
So then again, who knows? But it doesn't have to be made drama, I guess. You know, it can just, it'd be nice if people would just sit down and talk to each other rather than, you know, getting mad or angry and, you know, posting a bunch of stuff, no matter who it is or what it's about.
Hey, Pat,
but of course, that's not going to happen, right?
Yeah. Hey, Pat Con, what do you mean you can't stand his style? Just the way he handles the interviews.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out there like that, Haystack. That is so true. He said the problem is there's too many writers that can't say the screw the drama and support who they want because they want to be in with a certain crowd, and it keeps going back and forth.
Haystack, not to mention self-appointed gatekeepers who might try to keep the drama going for the dick riders.
The way he talks and does interviews, not keen on him at all. I could understand that, what he says there. Like, when it comes to interviews, Alex, in my opinion, is the best. That's why his catches go like, what, up to 2 hours at times?
You know, some people will get bad or mad at him, you know, because, or not mad, but they'll just be like, well, why is he so nice? You know, why does he sit there and just talk to him or pat him on the back and things like that? Well, the whole thing is, man, if you watch these detective interviews and interrogations, they do the same exact thing. And in the long run, they get the most convictions out of these people. They get the confessions. They're the ones who get down to, you know, the meat, it works for them. If you make somebody comfortable, then they're more likely to open up to you and you get the truth out of them. But if you come up to somebody screaming and yelling, they're going to run or they're going to try to lie to get out of it. So it's, I believe that it's the better way, but go ahead, Nevermore.
You have to accuse Alex of that same thing. I mean, Alex sits down, he makes the pred comfortable. He don't go in there hollering and shouting. He gets all kinds of information out of them.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Nobody's like me. I've seen early vids of other catchers doing some of the same things that are brought up. I watch everyone and no one in Tommy's channel either. Just seem there's more to the Tommy hate. I don't know. Like I guess the new drama is now what, between FTK and Ghost.
Yeah.
I guess that's a new drama. So what you said earlier there, Brian, it's never going to be behind us because there's always going to be something new.
Yeah, but I mean, it's small, it's petty, you know, it's
for now.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be negative or anything. It's just, you know.
No, but if every one of us in here are listening to this, and you know, we can somehow put it in our minds to try to, you know, keep away from it just a little bit more than usual, it's going to help.
What was it? Hugh was like, what about the clip of Alex saying that he hasn't shown it? Oh no. All right, you know, PC
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are they live?
Yes,
because
they are.
somebody said that earlier, and I went and checked, and they weren't. But I do see Eric's live right now.
So do they have the catch, or?
I am trying to find out.
He's looking around the supermarket now, waiting on the guy.
He's walking around. He's on the inside. He has on white shoes. Probably boots. I shouldn't say shoes. I think Eric wears a boot and blue jeans. And he is right now buffering for me.
And you got the famous bad reception in the supermarket.
Yep.
I don't know why that is. It seems like every Target, every Walmart, all those places, man.
I know down here in North Carolina, my food grocery store is called Food Line. And if I used to need to call somebody to ask them, do you need this or that, I'd had to go to one particular part of the store and stand still while I was there and talk the whole time right there. If I moved, I'd lose everything.
That's the same with my local Walmart, man. I go in there, I can't even get a phone call.
And I bought my phone from Walmart and still can't get a reception in there. Who is racist? I'm trying to find out.
Not a clue.
Pat Con, what did Locksmith do? Because I don't even think he's in here, is he?
No, he was on Matt's panel earlier today. Christy's like Red Hood and I are joking around. All right, well, I'm going to end the stream here because PCM's got the catch going on, and I think everyone wants to go see that. So, Brad and Nevermore, I want to thank you both for joining me here tonight. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks
Bryden,
for having us there, Terrence.
it was good to be on here with you, Bryden. And
All right.
Terrence, as always, thank you for inviting me up.
You're welcome. And next week, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, next week I'll be interviewing Locksmith.
Woohoo!
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right,
I'm gonna
y'all
hop
be
down,
good.
enjoy
Chat,
it.
love y'all.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us here tonight. Appreciate it.
Christy, buenas noches. Hasta luego.
Hey, wait a minute. Look who showed up here, Nevermore. I got something here by Jerry.
Oh, 40 kids is here.
Oh.
I gotta say,
Oh, go ahead.
I gotta say something to 40 kids, FTK. Fuck you, FTK. And, but FTK, have a good night, though.
You're welcome, CCC. Yeah, thank you again, Nevermore. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, chat.
Yes, thank you, everyone in chat. Appreciate it.
And as always, cat eyes, behave yourself.
Yeah. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.